We're gonna start on the ground, on our mats, on our backs in a mini Shavasana. So go ahead and lie on your mat. Come on your back. And we'll start with a couple cleansing breaths. So just doing the position and kind of wiggle a little bit to get some of the wiggles out of your body. And then let's start to arrive, right? So take a deep cleansing breath through your nose and let it out your mouth. I'm just sitting up, but don't do as I do. Just stay lying down. I can talk you through it. Inhale through your nose and then let it out your mouth. A couple more times like that. Deep belly breaths, inhaling and exhaling. So as you take an inhale through your nose, let your entire being, your entire body fill up with breath. And then let it go. Close your eyes and just take a moment to arrive. Arriving in the space wherever you're at, arriving on the mat, and then arriving in your body.
Take your mask, John.
Hannah, can you try to mute us again?
Yes, I can. I can definitely try to mute you guys.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, I know it's kind of challenging when we're all got this thing going on. Exit full. Oh, there it is. I don't know why I can't mute you guys. Right hand corner, it says mute. Is that just it's me? How did I do it last time? Oh, there we go. Ha ha ha. Okay, are we good? You can still hear me?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. I muted all, so mute all will be muted. Okay, great. All right, so lying on your back, deep belly breath, draw your knees into your chest. And then just rock from side to side. And come back to center and place your palms on the tops of your knees and let's make little circles to the right in one direction. And then reverse the direction of the circles. And then come back to center and draw the knees wide and around and in. Wide and around and in. And then reverse the direction, in and out and together, and in and out and together, in and out and together. And then come back to center and let's take a twist. Draw your right arm out to the side like a T and then drop both knees to the left. Let's circle our right wrist one way and then circle it the other way. And then nod your head from side to side, releasing any residual tension in the neck and the shoulders. And then come back to center and pull the knees into the chest for a breath. And then let's switch sides. Draw the left arm out to the side like a T, drop both knees to the right. And then circle the left wrist one way. And then circle it the other way. And then nodding your head from side to side, feeling all that tension release in the nape of the neck and the shoulders. And then come back to center, draw the knees into the chest, give them a tug. And keep the right knee into the chest as you extend the left leg. And if this hurts your back, you can always bend your knee and place the sole of the left foot on the floor. Right? You get to choose whichever is best for you. And let's circle the right ankle one direction. And then circle it the other direction. And then let's circle the knee and the hip joint one way. And then circle it the other way. And then extend the right leg. And here's where your prop, your strap, or your towel can come in handy, right? And not necessary. You can either use your prop to suspend the leg and hold it there, or you could just have your leg straight up in the air with your hands clasped together behind the thigh, right? So either way, it feels better for you. There is no right or wrong way to do these poses. You guys know that. And just take a moment to let the blood drain, right? The circulatory system reverse and the SI joint to seat back down into the pelvis. So you're not bringing the leg towards the torso, you're just letting the leg suspend straight up and down. Deep belly breaths. Remembering that this is a breath practice, right? So we put our bodies in shapes and then we breathe in and out of the shapes, and the magic happens through the breath, right? When we're able to release all of that mind stuff and focus our awareness strictly on our breath. And then you're gonna open the leg out to the right. So we're gonna externally rotate the leg. And if that left hip tends to migrate with it, you've gone too far. So you wanna anchor that left hip down towards the floor. And then go ahead and flex the left foot and press the top of the left thigh and the calf down to kind of wake up that left side of the body. And then bring the leg back to center, and if you've got the strap or the rope or whatever you're using, switching hands, the right arm out to the side like a T, right? And then we're gonna find that twist. So you can do this with the knee bent or with the leg straight. There is no right or wrong way to go. Deep belly breaths into the chest, into the rib cage, into the back body, the back of the heart. And then come back to center and release whatever strap you had and pull the knee back into the chest for a moment. And let's find half happy baby. So the palm, the right hand's gonna come into the arch of the right foot, right? And then you're gonna gently encourage that right knee down towards the outside of the right shoulder. Deep belly breaths. And then draw the knee back into the chest, nose to knee, give a little tug, and then release. And then switch sides. Left knee comes in, circle the left ankle one way. Oh yeah. Circle it the other way. Circle the knee and the hip joint one way, just kind of lubricating that hip, and then circle it the other way. And then straighten the left leg. Grab your prop if you found that helpful. Otherwise, you can just place your hands on the back of the thigh. And there's no need for a prop, but if you'd like to use it, feel free. And then just breathe here. Filling up the lungs and the chest and the lower part of your abdomen. So it's deep belly breaths. It's not upper thoracic, short, shallow breaths, but deep belly breaths. And then open the leg out to the left. And once again, so you notice when that right thigh and hip starts to migrate in that direction, you've gone too far. So you're gonna anchor that right hip back down and flex the foot and press the top of the thigh and the calf down on the right leg to support and ground the pelvis and the hips, and to make sure that left leg doesn't go too far. One more deep belly breath. Relax the shoulders and the palate of your jaw, your teeth. And then switch hands. If you're using the strap, if you like to bend the bottom knee for the transition or keep it bent the whole time, that's good too. And let's find that deep stretch. Twist. So each breath you take, you quiet the mind, you reshift the focus and the awareness back to the breath, to the process of the breath. And then come back to center and we find that half happy baby. So the left palm finds the inner arch of the left foot, right? And then you gently encourage the opening of the hip by drawing the knee down to the armpit. And now let's go ahead and find happy baby. So bring the other leg and you can grab the inner arches or the outer edges of the feet. Either way, there's no right or wrong. And if you like to rock from side to side, feel free to explore that. If you want to go deeper for a few breaths, you can wind the legs and place your hands on the inner thighs, the groin, the calves, the feet, whatever you can easily access. And then draw the knees back into the chest and let's rock forward and back, waking up the spine. One more time. And then rock onto hands and knees. And separate your knees, hip distance and your arms shoulder distance. And just take a moment here to get grounded. Right? We so need that right now. Just feeling the texture of your mat beneath the palms and spreading the fingers a little wider and kind of feeling that connection. And then close your eyes and begin to sway your hips from side to side and your head and neck in the opposite direction. No right or wrong way to go, just working out the kinks. And then finding a circular direction in one way, down and around and up. No right or wrong way to go, just kind of beginning to lubricate the hips, the head, the neck. If you feel like moving in a more organic way, feel free to explore that. Just beginning to peel away the layers, the superficial layers of the body and penetrating a little deeper internally. Beginning to connect with the rhythm of our breath so we can quiet our minds. And then coming back to stillness and then finding that circular motion in the opposite direction. Maybe circling your head and neck too. And the lion's breath, since you're in the privacy of your own home and nobody can hear you or be annoyed by it. Few more cycles of organic movement. No right or wrong way to go. And then coming back to neutral spine. For little cat and little cow. So you're going to inhale, arch up, look up. And on your exhale, you're going to curl and gaze towards your navel. Couple more times, softening the elbows. So have the arms be soft so you can really come into the upper thoracic spine. using the rhythm of your breath to initiate the movement. So you could be faster or slower than me. One more set. And then tucking your toes and lifting your knees, and then slowly lifting your hips up, finding your way into downward facing dog as you pedal up the feet. Bend one knee, sink the opposite heel down. Just kind of pedal, pedal, pedal. And then separate your feet to the outer edges of the mat so you've got a wide stance. And begin to walk your hands midway to the mat. Let's find a twist. So the left hand's going to come to the center of your mat, and the right arm's going to reach around for the calf, the shin, the top of the thigh, whatever is easily accessible to you. And then you're going to begin to twist the rib cage by gazing underneath the left armpit. Let the head and neck be heavy. And let's switch sides. Right palm's going to come to the center of the mat, and the left palm's going to reach around for whatever comes easy to you, the shin, the calf, the ankle, gazing underneath the right armpit. One more breath here. Hi, kitty. And then come back to center and walk your hands back to downward facing dog, and bring your feet a little wider than hip distance, and then come onto your tip, the balls of the toes, and then shift both feet to the left, and then push your hips to the back of the room. And then come back to center onto the balls of the toes and swivel your hips and your feet to the opposite direction, and then push your hips to the back of the room. And then come back to center. Then walk your hands back to meet your feet. Separating your feet greater than hip distance, grabbing a hold of your elbows. Let your head and neck be heavy. Let it go. Micro bend in the knees so you don't hyperextend through the backs of the kneecaps. And then just let your torso swift from side to side. And then switch the opposite clasp of the elbows and let the torso hang. And if you like to rock from side to side, you can play with that. And then release the arms and clasp the hands together behind the back as you draw the arms up and over. Feel free to work with bent knees or feel free to work with straight legs, whichever one feels better. And here's where you can also grab a hold of your prop, your towel, your strap. If you feel like you can get better release in your shoulders, you can play with that. Otherwise, simply clasp the hands. Let the head and neck go. And then release the arms. And just hang for a couple breaths. Clasp the hands together behind the head and neck and gently pull in and down. And then release and bend the knees deep and slowly roll up the spine until you come to standing, pressing down through the balls of your feet. And we're gonna do a couple sun salutations. Okay, so we're gonna get some energy moving and kind of warm up the body a little bit. So feel free to modify anything and everything that doesn't work in your body, right? So you can modify the process of the sun salutations. So let's first come to Tadasana, come to a standing mountain pose. So separate your feet hip distance, right? Let's build the pose from the ground up. So we're gonna take a moment here in Tadasana. You're gonna shift your weight forward, and then you're gonna shift your weight back towards your heels. So we're just kind of rocking forward and back a couple times until you can find the plumb line. So the weight is directly between the center of your body, and then plug down through the feet. So press the balls of the feet down as you lift the thighs and kneecaps up. And then engage the upper arms by pressing the fingers vigorously down, broadening and widening through the collarbone. But there's no back bend here, right? So we soften here. And just notice how my body just goes whoop, right to the back. As soon as I do that, I soften through the torso and the chest, and then lift up through the crown of the head. So the whole body's engaged here. Your fingers are pressing down, your feet are pressing down into the earth, the thighs and the kneecaps are lifting, but the glutes are soft, so you're not squeezing the glutes. This is soft, the calves, the thighs, the upper body, the arms, the fingers, they're doing all the work. And then take a moment here to engage the whole full body integration. And then let that go, just kind of, and then bring your hands together at your heart. I'm going to take a moment to set our intention for these few sun salutations. What is it that you truly need most right now? Is it grounding? Is it letting go? Is it centering? Whatever word that resonates most with you in this moment. Get real clear. And then here we go. Inhale, arms reach, look up. Exhale, forward fold, down you go. Inhale, arch up, look up. Exhale, step back, top of the push-up position. You're gonna hold it for just a moment. You're gonna rock your weight forward and then rock your weight back and rock forward and back, and come back to center, and on an exhale, lower down all the way to the floor. And then baby cobra on an inhale, and then let it go. 2 more times, baby cobra on an inhale, exhale to release. Baby cobra, exhale, and tuck your toes on an inhale, push all the way up to plank, and exhale, downward dog. Pedal out the feet, bend one knee, sink the opposite heel, bend the other knee, sink the opposite heel. And this is where you get to choose, make it your own practice, right? You can either step your feet to the top of your hand, the mat, to your hands at arch, or you can hop. It's up to you. Inhale, arch up, look up. Exhale, fold. On an inhale, spread your wings, come all the way up to standing and reach. Exhale, pull it back into the heart center. So we're gonna move a couple times just with the breath, right? Here we go. Inhale, arms reach, look up. Exhale, forward fold, down you go. Long spine on the inhale. Step it back to plank position on the exhale. Top of the push-up, pause to breathe in. On your exhale, lower. Inhale it up. Exhale it back. 3 breaths in downward dog. Finding a gazing point somewhere between your toes. Let your head and neck be heavy. That's 2 breaths. 3rd breath. At the end of the exhalation, gazing at your fingers, step or jump your feet to meet your hands and arch. Exhale to bow. Inhale brings you all the way up to standing. Exhale, pull it into the heart center. And again, inhale, arms reach, look up. Exhale, forward fold, down you go. Inhaling, long spine arching up. Exhale, step it back, top of the push-up. We pause at the top to breathe in. And then we breathe out and lower. Inhale, either upward facing dog or baby cobra. Exhale, downward facing. Two more breaths. Last breath. Gazing at your fingers, step or jump your feet to meet your hands and arch. Exhale to bow. Inhale brings you all the way up to standing, arms reach. Exhale, right to the heart center. One more time, just like this. Inhale, arms reach, look up. Exhale, forward folding. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, step it back, top of the push-up, pause to breathe in. Then ride the breath out. Inhale it up. Exhale it back. 3 breaths in downward facing. Maybe at this point, you're ready to take a break and you drop down to child's pose. One more breath here. And then you look up at your fingers, you step or hop your feet to meet your hands and arch. Exhale, bow. Inhale, ground down through the legs and the feet as you reach the arms to come up to standing, and then pull it into the heart center. We're gonna move a little bit more because it feels so good to move. Let's do Surya Namaskar B. One breath, one movement. Feel free to make it your own. Inhale, chair pose, arms reach, look up. Exhale, forward fold as you straighten your legs. Inhaling, long spine arch. Exhale, step back, top of the push-up. Pause to breathe in. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift. Exhale it back. One breath, one movement. Right leg. Inhale, reach it up and back. Exhale, step it between the hands. Use the inhale to rise to warrior one. Don't think, just move. Doesn't have to be pretty. Exhale to lower. Inhale, right leg meets left. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale back. Left leg, inhale, up and back. Exhale, step it through. Rising on the inhale. Just move organically, don't think. Lower on the exhale. Inhale, left leg meets right. Exhale it down. Inhale it up. Exhale it back. 3 breaths, downward facing. If you need a break, please take one. You come down to child's pose, then you rest. Gazing at your fingers. Step or hop your feet to meet your hands and arch. Exhale to bow. Inhale, squat. Just sit back on that little chair. Arms reach where the wall and ceiling meet. And then press up. And bring the hands back to the heart center. And we take a moment here. Close your eyes. Feel all that beautiful energy moving. And again, inhale, squat. Arms reach, look up. Exhale, forward fold as you straighten your legs. Inhale, arch. Exhale, step it back to the top of the push-up. Pause here. Take a breath in. Lower on the exhale. Lifting on the inhale. Reaching the hips back on your exhale. Right leg reaches up and back when you're ready. Exhale, step it through. Don't think, just move organically. The body knows what to do. Inhale to rise. Exhale to lower. Right leg meets left on the inhale. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, back. Left side, inhale, reach it up and back when you're ready. Exhaling, step it through. Rising on the inhale, lowering on the exhale. Left leg meets right inhale. Down you go. Inhale, exhale. Woo. One more breath. Gaze at your fingers, step or jump your feet to meet your hands as you arch. Exhale, bow. Inhale, squat, chair pose, pressing up to standing, pulling it into the heart. Woohoo! Last time, here we go. Inhale, squat, arms reached, look up. Exhale, forward fold as you straighten your legs. Inhaling, arching up. Exhale, step it back. Top of the push-up, pause to inhale. Lower on the exhale. Lift in. Exhale, back. Right leg reaches up and back. Exhale, step it through. Just moving organically. Inhale. Lowering on the exhale. Right leg meets left, inhale. Down you go. Dig in. Exhale, back. Left side, reach it up and back. Exhale, step it through. Rising on the inhale. Lowering on the exhale. Left leg meets right, inhale. Down you go. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath. Gazing at your fingers, stepping or hopping your feet to meet your hands and arch. Exhale, bow. Inhale, squat. Woo-hoo-hoo. Pressing up to standing, pulling it into the heart center. Close your eyes. So since it's yoga church, I thought it would be sweet to read a little poetry. So standing in Tadasana with your eyes closed, we read, how did the rose ever open its heart and give to this world all its beauty? It felt the encouragement of light against its being. Otherwise, we all remain too frightened. Inhale, arms reach, look up. Exhale, forward fold, down you go. Inhale, arch up. Exhale, step the feet back, top of the push-up, pause. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale it back, beautiful. Right leg, reach it up and back when you're ready. Come onto the balls of the left toes and open up the right hip. And then circle the ankle one way. And circle it the other way. And circle the hip and the knee one way. And circle it the other way. And then straighten the right leg as you reach and push and reach and push. Lower the leg, drop down your knees. Well-deserved child's pose. One more breath. Downward dog. Let's open up the left hip. Inhale, reach the left leg up and back, coming onto the balls of the right toes. You're gonna kind of open that hip and knee, bend, and then circle the ankle one way. As you circle the other way. And then the knee and the hip joint circle. And then they circle the other way. And then just straighten the left leg and get long. You reach and push and reach and push. And then lower the leg, dropping down to your knees, coming into child's pose. And then clasp your hands together behind your back in child's pose and reach the arms up and over. And then release the arms and walk them back out in front of you, lifting the hips, tucking the toes, finding your way back to downward facing dog. Inhale, the right leg reaches up and back. On your exhale, you're gonna step it between your hands and drop the back knee down. And then lift the torso to come up. Grab a hold of the left wrist with the right thumb and fingers, right? And go up to start and then lean to the right, lean over. So you're opening up the whole left side body. And then come back to center and switch the other wrist and go up and then lean to the other side, opening up the other side body. And then come back to center and clasp the hands together behind the back. And we'll do a little back bending. So here's where your prop also can come in handy. If it hurts to have your shoulders that close together, you can use your towel or your strap and use that as a prop. Otherwise, breathe into the heart, the lungs. 2 more breaths here, opening up the back of the heart, pressing into the ball of the right big toe. So that's your anchor. And then either the top of the left foot or the balls of the left toes, whichever direction. And then release that and straighten the right leg. And keep a micro bend in that right knee and flex the right toes as you reach the toes towards you. So this is not thigh. This is not just a thigh pose that takes the stretch somewhere else. This is hamstring stretch. All right, so the torso's nice and long, the gaze is slightly forward, and you're not reaching your forehead to your thigh. You're sliding the right hip back towards the hip crease, getting a deeper stretch in the hamstring. And now let's externally rotate the right toes out to the side, so it's a little bit of a IT band stretch. And then rebend the right knee, plant the palms, tuck the back toes under. Little core work, step your right foot back to meet the left into downward dog and pedal, pedal, pedal. And then extend the left leg up and back when you're ready on an inhale and step it through on an exhale, dropping the back knee down. Make sure that the ankle is slightly in front of the knee, so not here, but slightly in front of the knee, so that when you push and lean the hips forward, they stack, the bones stack. And then inhale, reach the arms. And let's grab a hold of the right wrist, and then lean to the left, opening up that side body. Deep belly breaths here. And then grab a hold of the opposite wrist and lean in the other direction, opening up that side body. And then coming back to center and then straightening the left leg. And so keep a micro bend in that left knee so you don't hyperextend. So it's a micro bend, right? And then once again, torso and sternum are lengthening. So it's not about rounding the spine, getting the torso to the top of the thigh. It's all about the hamstring. And so sliding that left hip back towards the hip crease, right? And then lengthening through the sternum. Finding a focal point somewhere beyond your mat, and then breathing into that spot. And let's go ahead and externally rotate the toes. So take the left toes and bring them out to the left. And so you got a little bit of an IT band stretch. And keep sliding that left hip back towards the back of the room so you get deeper into the hip joint. And then rebend the knee. Tuck the toes, and then find yourself back to downward facing. Pedal, pedal, pedal. And come down to your knees. And we're gonna find a plank pose on our forearms. So you're gonna either clasp your hands together like this into a triangle, or you're gonna have your forearms forward straight like railroad tracks, right? And then walk your feet back, and then take, if your hips are high up here, you're gonna level them down, right? So your body is in one straight line, and then press your palms down, draw your navel in, so you're rounding the upper back, and then press the tops of the thighs up, and then press the heels back. And so lengthening, finding length in the spine, crown of the head reaches. Don't look forward, don't look up, but kind of slightly forward in front of your fingers. So everything is in a straight line. One more breath. And then drop down to your knees, and let's find dolphin pose. So once again, either arms straight or clasping the hands together, and you're gonna come up onto your onto your balls of your toes, where you're gonna walk your feet in towards your hands. And first step, you're gonna push. You see that? So gonna push in and up. So you open up the thoracic spine of the chest, let the head be long. If you want to find some variations here, you can reach the right leg up and reach, reach, reach. And then lower the leg. You can reach the left leg up, reach, reach, reach. And then lower. And then drop down your knees. Woo! Child's pose. And then child's pose, bring your arms behind you with the palms facing up, and let the elbows and the tops of the shoulders be heavy. And then walk your hands back in front of you, lift your hips, coming onto hands and knees. Separate your knees a little wider than hip distance. Bring your left palm to the center of your mat. Reach the right arm way, way, way up. And feel the release happening underneath the right armpit, the stretch happening in the rib cage. And circle the right wrist one way. And let's circle it the other way. Take a big inhale here. And on your exhale, slide down to the top of the shoulder. Any variation with the left arm, you can walk it out in front of you. You can reach it behind you and weave it into the top of the right hip, right? Or you can simply keep the arm bent. Just breathing. One more deep belly breath here. Soften your facial muscles, soften your jaw and the palate of your tongue. So don't let any of that stress get into your deeper layers, muscular layers of your face. And then come back to center. Let's do the other side. Right palm comes to the center. Left arm reaches way up high, way, way, way. Take a moment to feel the stretch happening underneath the armpit. right? And the intercostal ribs beginning to open, and then circle the left wrist one way, maybe the head and neck circles too, if that feels good. Only doing what feels good in your body, right? And then circling it the other way. And take a big inhale, and on your exhale, slide on down. And finding whatever variation feels good for you can be different on this side and the other side, doesn't have to be the same. Once again, you can weave the right arm into the back of the top of the left hip. You can keep the elbow bent. You can walk the hand forward. No right or wrong way to go. Just soften into the hips and soften and breathe into the lower back. One more breath. And then coming back to hands and knees, we're going to do some hip openers. So tucking the toes and finding your way back into dog. And this time in dog, bend the knees really deep, but lift the hips and sitting bones. Like so, each time you bend the knees, you lift the hips and sitting bones, you feel the back lengthen even more. And then let that monkey business go. Reach the right leg way, way, way up and back. And as you exhale, let's come into pigeon pose. And so if you have a prop, like your pillow is really helpful here. You can place the pillow underneath the right hip, right? And what that does is it levels the spine and the pelvis and the sacrum. And then take a moment just to be upright for a minute, pressing the top of the left foot in. So you're going to straighten the left leg and press that, right, to kind of energize the hip. And then when you're ready, folding in. Deep belly breaths here. And if you're feeling inspired to go a little deeper in this pose, you're going to walk your torso up. If not, just stay in pigeon with the torso relaxed. But if you want, you can bend the back knee, right, and grab a hold of the foot. And then just kind of work your chest open. Oh, man. Oh. Oh. And then let that go if you did that, and crawl yourself back down for a few more breaths. At the end of your exhalation, you're going to kind of crawl yourself back up and tuck the back toes under. And then with core strength, lift yourself back up to downward facing dog and pedal out the feet a couple times. Drop one hip. Just kind of let it be organic movement. Feel good in the hip flexors. And then let's do the other side. Left leg reaches up and back when you're ready. And then exhale, step it through. And if you found that prop to be helpful, right, you place the prop underneath the left hip, butt cheek. And once again, stay upright for a minute before we go down, pressing the top of the right foot. So you'll see my whole leg begin to stretch and lengthen and engage. Like, oh, right in the top of the hip flexor, it feels so good. And then lift up to the sternum as you continue to press the top of the right foot down into the floor. No gripping in the buttocks. This is all thigh and lengthening out of the hip joint. And then when you're ready, crawl yourself on down. Couple deep belly breaths here, breathing into the hips, quieting the mind as you deepen the breath. Right? And if you find your mind wandering, it's okay. Don't be hard on yourself. Just remind yourself to focus your awareness back on the process of your breathing. So watch your breath come in and then see your breath go out. And once again, if you want to do that variation going a little deeper on this side, you're going to crawl your torso up. If not, you stay down and just keep the torso on the ground. But if you are, you're going to flex the back foot, you're going to bend the knee, right? And then you push into the left arm. So this is about back bending, heart opening, and inner top of the thigh opening. Oh, feel that so deep. One more breath here. Breathing into the top of the thigh and the hip. And if you did that variation, let that go and crawl yourself back down for a couple breaths. And then crawl your torso up. Tuck your back toes under, press yourself up and back into downward facing. Then love the feet. And then drop down to your knees and sit up and extend your legs out in front of you. Grab your prop, strap, towel. And then just kind of rock your hips from side to side, shifting your pelvis, the direction of your pelvis forward and up. Kind of rock back and forth and shifting your weight. So you're kind of tucking the tailbone a little bit to shift your torso on top of your sitting bones. And then flex your feet and press the tops of the calves and the thighs down. So you're supporting your lower back and grab a hold of your strap. So just about arm's distance, right? And then bring the strap up towards the ceiling and lift up out of the back body. And then bend the elbows and inhale, straighten. And exhale, bend. And inhale, straighten. One more like that. Exhaling, bend. Inhale, straighten. And now just shift your weight forward. And then bend the elbows and come forward. Let the weight of the head and neck go. So let that be heavy, right? And keep pressing the tops of the thighs and the calves down to support your lower back. And it's a C curve, so it's not a flat back here. You're rounding the spine. One more breath. And then lift up. And then bring the sole of the right foot into the inseam of the left thigh. And grab a hold of your strap or your towel or whatever prop you're using. And once again, separate your arms shoulder distance and go up. So really ground down through the lower body. So the hips and the thigh and left thigh and the left calf is pushing down as I'm lifting up to the waistline and the back of the ribs. And then take a big inhale here. And on your exhale, just fold on in. And then bend the elbows to pull your torso forward. So it's a round spine, not a flat back. It's a round spine, C curve. Let your head and neck be heavy. Let it go. And breathe here. One more breath. And inhale, crawling up. Extending the right leg back out to meet the left. And we switch sides. Left foot comes in to the inside of the right thigh. And grab a hold of your strap. Separate your arms shoulder distance and go up on the breath. On the inhale, go up. Reach, reach, reach the backs of the ribs go up. The front of the ribs come in and down. So the navel comes in. The front body is soft, but the back body's lifting. Take one more breath here. And on your exhale, fold on in. And then let the elbows bend to pull the torso forward. One more breath. And inhale, come up. Let's bring the soles of our feet together now. So if you have a lordotic pelvis, right, if your pelvis kind of sways this way, it is helpful to sit on your prop. So that's where your pillow comes in handy. But not necessary. Everybody's body's a little different, right? So I'm just demonstrating what it's like on top of the prop. For me, this works better. And then just take a moment to kind of flap your wings and let your hips release. And then bend the elbows. So the idea here isn't to pull your torso forward, but it's to bend the elbows and try to pull the elbows in front of the shins. And so it's a round spine, and then let your head and neck go. One more breath. And then coming up and extending your legs out in front of you. And we see curve, so we're gonna get on the floor now. So we see curve, like never flat back, it's a C curve, like round the back. And each breath you take, you slowly work your way down. You flex your feet, you press the tops of the thighs down to support the lower back, and down you go. And when you arrive, draw your knees into your chest. Let's do some bridging, right? So we're gonna start with a little dynamic bridge. You're gonna lift your hips and your arms overhead on an inhale. And then you're gonna lower it all down on your exhale. So a couple times dynamically, inhale to lift, exhale to lower. This next time you're gonna inhale, lift, and stay up for a couple breaths. Really pushing your heels into the floor, lifting your hips. One more breath. And then let it go. And now you can take your props. So some of you have rollers. If you have a roller, you're going to take the roller and place it on your hips. You can use your pillow and place it under your hips. If you have a block, you can place it under your hips, right? And then you're just gonna extend the legs. So we're doing a passive inversion. If you wanna do shoulder stand, feel free to do shoulder stand. That's another option, beautiful option. And then we flex and point and flex and then circle. And then any variation with your legs, it feels good. You can have wide for a couple breaths. You can lower one and lift the other. Whatever feels good. You can have the soles of your feet together, Baddha Konasana here, and an inversion variation. There's no end to what you can do. Like whatever makes you happy, feel free to explore in these last few minutes of class. When you're ready to come down, we're going to find plow pose. From plow pose, rolling down the spine, one vertebra at a time. And when your hips and your glutes come to the floor, bend your knees and pull them into your chest. And then let's take a twist. Right arm out to the side like a T, both knees to the left, so kind of where we started. And then back to the center, and let's twist to the other side. So both knees into the chest. And then left arm out to the side like a T, dropping both knees to the right. And then coming back to center and fighting a little happy baby one last time. And then knees into the chest, nose to knees, give it a squeeze, squeezing the internal organs, and then releasing everything down to the ground, finding our final resting pose, Shavasana. So coming into Shavasana, if you have a roller or a pillow you want to place underneath your knees or underneath your head for these last few minutes, feel free. I'm going to read that poem one more time because it seems to be so fitting for this time right now. So lying in Shavasana, just listening to this poem. And it's by Hafiz, and it's called It Felt Love. So how did the rose ever open its heart and give to the world all its beauty? It felt the encouragement of light against its being. Otherwise, we all remain too frightened. So deep cleansing breath, inhale through the nose and let it out the mouth. One more time like that, inhaling through the nose and letting it out the mouth. I'm just quieting the mind right now, taking the next minute or so to just feel the weight of your bones, to feel gravity beneath your bones as they begin to settle down into the floor, grounding you, supporting you, letting go of all muscular effort, all thought, and just melting into this moment. And then bringing your left hand on your heart, so you're lying down in Shavasana, and you bring your left hand on your heart, and right hand just below the navel, right above your pubic bone, and just take a moment to fill yourself up with gratitude. Just going through all of the blessings that you're grateful for in your life, starting with the most basic, like your health, your ability to breathe and be in the moment. And then penetrating deeper through the deeper layers of the blessings in your life and just going through them, scanning through them in your mind's eye. All the things you have to be grateful for. And filling yourself up with all that gratitude. And when you feel complete, extending your arms overhead and reaching from fingertip to tippy toe out on your lower back. So full body stretch, just kind of opening and reaching on the ground. And when you're ready, draw your knees into your chest and rock yourself up to a comfortable seated position with your eyes closed. No hurry, take your time, right? And just observe this sense of gratitude that you have and how good your body feels and your mind's quiet. Just taking a moment to sit and to bask in this moment. And for the next minute or two, we're just going to sit in seated meditation and breathe. We're going to watch the breath come in, filling our cells, our pores, our entire existence up with breath and gratitude. And then when you breathe out, you're going to watch that cycle of breath, exhale and release all the things you no longer have a need for in your life, maybe fear, anxiety, uncertainty, because all of that doesn't matter in the present moment. And just watching the breath come in for a couple cycles of breath, and then watching the breath go out. Softening the shoulders, letting the elbows be heavy, but lifting up through the back body, through the rib cage, through the crown of the head. Just noticing the sense of softness, of softening something here, maybe the jaw, the gaze, the palate of the tongue, just kind of softening into this effortless effort. A couple more cycles of breath, just being in the moment. Filling up the entire body, the entire being with breath. And then bringing our hands together at our hearts and bowing our heads in deep gratitude. May there be peace in our hearts. May there be peace in our homes. And may there be peace in the world. Namaste, you guys. I'm gonna unmute you so we can have a couple moments of connection. And